What's going on, dudes? My name is AK, and in today's video, it's a sort of video that I've been mulling over whether or not I really want to do this video to begin with, because it's going to look like I'm trying to chase clout or start drama, and I'm not really trying to do that. I just want to bring this information to certain people's attention so they can make informed decisions, because I don't particularly find the situation extremely fair, and I don't like the way it was handled. But anyway, to cut a long story very, very short, I went to a car meet hosted by one of my good friends, or at least I assumed was good friends, Reese of Apex Motoring Club. And at this car meet, I'd already had trouble with one of his newer members called Pie Eater. And in the clip you'll notice that I have Pie Eater highlighted because I wanted to make sure I knew where he was. And I'm just standing around waiting to call in a car, and he decides to come up to me and punch me, which, you know, in the world of GTA, that's basically like hello, so I replied with the only way that is suitably necessary in that sort of situation, by also saying hello back with a gun. Another thing as well, just before we get into it, I was banned on PlayStation recently because I told someone that they were trash at a video game, and I got socially banned, so I couldn't send messages or join parties or talk in game chat or see player created content, that sort of stuff. So there was no way for me to talk to them directly and sort of say, hey, what are you doing, can you stop? You know, there was no way for me to communicate with anyone. They knew this, well, Reese knew this, but, you know, it is just what it is. Anyway, now, in these sorts of situations, GTA can be very political. And by political, I mean, in these sorts of situations, you sort of have two options. The first one is to kill everyone who is in the crew that's giving you crap. And the second one is to only really attack the people that are attacking you, which is the way I sort of try to deal with it. I don't really like to fight everyone. I'll only fight people if they attack me. That's what I do in GTA Online anyway, regardless of where I am at all. I'm normally quite a chill person unless you shoot me. And by political, I mean it's very like high stakes and very tense, and people can get offended very easily over very small things. So generally speaking, the way I tend to deal with it in sort of crew meets and car meets and stuff like that is that I will tend to take the position of, if you fuck with me, I will fuck with you. And everyone who knows me knows that's the sort of player I am. So if you attack me, I'll take it as gold that I can kill you repeatedly. So anyway, I'm just going to roll the footage now. So here I am standing here trying to find a car. As I said before, I have him highlighted. He comes up and punches me. Bearing in mind, I've already had beef with this person before. They've already like had a fight with me over pretty much nothing. So I killed them and then killed myself. At this point, I was probably pumping with so much adrenaline that I could barely concentrate. And by that I mean that the situation basically exploded very quickly. Well, literally exploded on my part anyway. But what I mean by that is it went from sort of 0 to 60 very quickly, and I wasn't really expecting it to sort of happen like that. Anyway, so Tank, who I thought was my friend, decides to run me over and give Pie Eater a free kill. And because in this situation I'm basically on my own in a lobby full of Apex Motoring Club, so I'm in my head trying to figure out the best sort of way I can deal with this. And I knew that this Pie Eater guy was basically going to try and keep killing me. You can see him on the minimap getting closer and closer as I'm getting closer to him. It's quite obvious he wants to have a fight, so I do the only thing that's really necessary in this situation. And I also kill Tank, because if it wasn't for Tank, I wouldn't have been killed by Pie Eater, so they're now both on my sort of kill list, essentially. So pretty much while this footage plays over the top, I miss a lot of shots and I make a lot of mistakes, because as I said before, I was in a situation where I was very much outnumbered and the adrenaline at this point was very much pumping. And at the same time, it's sort of like, the best way I can describe it is if you ever play a game like DayZ or whatever else, and there's a person in front of you and you're gonna take the shot, you get that massive hit of endorphins, adrenaline and everything else, and you just can't really concentrate. So I was really just trying to focus myself, if that makes sense, and get into the zone of, right, okay, I need to protect myself against all these fucks. I knew that the situation was going to basically escalate and get worse and worse and worse. But I was under the impression that Apex Motoring Club, or at least the people that I knew and were friends with, would understand that if they didn't get involved, that I wouldn't do anything, because that's how I am. So, you know, I probably made the wrong assumption. But this is just basically me defending myself against attackers, really. I didn't do anything to warrant this. I didn't deserve to get punched in the face. I didn't do anything wrong. Now, it's starting to get to the point that they are all in the same party chat with each other, so they're all talking to each other. They're all sort of like, you know, in cohorts with one another and talking about it. I didn't actually mean to kill Car Guy, but it looked like Car Guy was going to try and run me over, so I assumed in that situation that that's what was going to happen. Again, he looked like he was going to try and run me over. And as you can see, more and more of them are starting to pile up in the area. And it's becoming increasingly evident to me at this point that it's going to be difficult to discern between certain individuals, so it's going to get to the point where I can't really tell who is who and in the situation what is what. But the thing I hate about this situation is that I didn't do anything at all to warrant any of this, okay? Didn't punch anyone, antagonize anyone, I followed all the rules. I couldn't hear anyone talking during the entire meet. So when people wanted me to do certain things, I just sort of stood there and ignored it. That might have pissed people off, I guess, but at the end of the day, I didn't do anything to warrant this attack, really. Like, I haven't really written a script or anything, I'm just sort of talking like, look, X-Kick is sat there, minding his own business, I'm not shooting at him because he's not attacked me. That is how I play. That is what I do. That's how you play GTA Online. If you're with a group of people that you're allied with and, you know, shit's hitting the fan, you have to understand who is friendly and who is not, and you have to look at your minimap and you have to pay attention. So, as I said, I'm not attacking X-Kick because he hasn't done anything to me. Me and X-Kick in the past have had proper beef before, where like we were killing each other all the time, whatever else, and we sorted out. And like, I don't really trust him that much, I suppose you could say, but like, it doesn't matter whether or not I trust them or not. I have certain standards that I try to keep when I play this game. Like, in a minute, I'm going to spawn up here on the left by the police department, and there are going to be lots of people here, and I don't know who's friendly and who's not. I've only got one highlighted, so I don't really know what to expect. Aaron is there, that's the dude with the long name that begins with A, and he's not doing anything, he's just chilling, so I ignore him, I don't shoot him. And then he starts to shoot at me. So then I kill him. Like, if he hadn't shot at me, I would have left him alone. But that's the problem. These sorts of situations, like I said, very political, they escalate. So what started off as this dude starting shit with me has now turned into, you know, everyone trying to kill me. And I don't really find that very fair, because I didn't do anything wrong to get punched. Like, I didn't do anything wrong to get any drama. Anyway, I start to notice at this point as well that they start vote kicking me, because it starts saying it in the bottom left. And the fight starts escalating, and more people start getting involved. And it basically just continues until it's like, you know, everyone leaves their MC and starts making CEOs and starts going off radar, and it's just becoming like ridiculous. Eventually, at the end anyway, I get kicked out of the lobby, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And like, I don't know. And the thing that annoys me about this whole situation, right, the thing that genuinely gets on my nerves about it, is that I've now been banned from going to any Apex car meets in the future because someone can't control their members. Like, the amount of things that I've done for Reese as a friend, as a, you know, as another crew member. I've gone to his meets, I've been security for his meets, I've looked after his crewmates. You know, I've done loads of stuff for Apex Motoring Club. And I know my YouTube channel isn't like, you know, I don't have like 10,000 subscribers or whatever else. But I would normally like host the live streams and give him free publicity. And like, you know, help him set up and start car meets and stuff like that. And I just don't understand why I've been treated the way I have. There you go, X-Laws starts getting involved now. Again, I didn't shoot X-Laws at all until this very moment. And it's like, it's now starting to get, like, it's just escalating. Everyone's now in their own little CEOs, and then it's becoming just crazy bullshit. But like, I don't know. So, as I said, I've been banned from going to Apex Motoring Club meets. I now have no sort of place to go for a car meet that's chill, that will let me sort of like arrive in a jet, for instance, and land, and then, you know, go far. And I don't really quite understand, like, why. Like, why it all had to begin with in the first place, why I had to get so much crap, why I've been banned. The thing that Reese should have done was reprimand his crewmates for starting crap in the first place and apologise to me. But instead of doing that, he decides to just blanket ban me from car meets because it'll help him save face, because obviously dealing with his crewmates is a lot more difficult than actually, like, you know, dealing with the problem. Like, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, so that's this video, and I hope whoever watches it, you know, understands that it was an unprovoked attack and I defended myself the best way I could, and I did the thing I normally do, which is not attack people that don't need to be attacked and only attack the people that are being dickheads, because that's how I play. But anyway, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. You don't need to drop a like, you don't need to do anything, really. You can drop a dislike if you're... Not that it would matter, really. I'm not going to see it, but still. Either way. I've been AK, and I'm slightly annoyed, so toodles.